Well, Craig, just very brief on today. I guess there's not much you can do. Just watch the rain fall for yet another day.
Yeah, no, it's the way the way it's been for this month of May anyway. It's been a lot of rain. We obviously were disappointed last week with the amount of rain we had last week to get to Surrey, and then the same again this week. So it's not something that you can worry too much about. That's what happens in the summer sometimes, and we just have to focus on tomorrow's day, and hopefully we get a full day's play, and then we can sort of try and push the game forward. But you can't always do that sometimes when the weather's like this.
Absolutely, and I guess particularly frustrating because you must feel you're in absolutely fantastic form at the moment.
No, yeah, obviously as a team we've been playing some decent cricket the last couple of weeks, and obviously we want to get back out there and try and enforce that and try and continue that form, and obviously it would be nice to get one over the rivals as well, but especially after that when they played us back at home. So we're obviously disappointed, but that's the weather in England sometimes, and you can't worry too much about it.
Absolutely, and for you personally, obviously getting the news last week about the England call-up, that's got to feel pretty good.
No, yeah, it's obviously every kid's dream to play for England, and to be in the squad is pretty special. But I've got a game this week to concentrate on, and then join up with them next week, and that's when I'll be fully focused on it. But at the minute, it's trying to make sure that I'm ready for Somerset and making sure that I'm performing and trying to win games for them.
Yeah. Did you get the call in advance, or were you finding out at the same time as everybody else?
So we got. I assume we'd all. I got a call from Silverwood. I assume everyone would have got the same, and yeah, we obviously knew. I sort of knew probably 2 hours before it was announced. So that's just sort of the way it is, and yeah, you go from there.
Yeah, and the fact it's been best part of a couple of years since you last played. He said you need to go away and work on certain things, and you must feel that you've kind of shown that you've done what he's asked of you.
No, yeah, that's as a cricketer you always want to be improving, and that's why I sort of ask the questions. It's not easy questions to ask sometimes because they're perceived as your weaknesses, but that's one thing that you need to improve on to be able to get to that level, and that's the way things I've gone away and worked on, and hopefully they've gone to right, and the last sort of season and a half they've gone really well, and hopefully I continue that form up there. Yeah,
because realistically, if you're going to get to a top level of any sport, you've got to be self-critical, haven't you? You can't sort of hide away from things that need improvement.
No, you do, and you have to be open to be able to work on those weaknesses, and obviously you don't want to forget about the strengths that you have and make sure you keep working on them. But if you can limit those weaknesses as much as possible, and you can use them as eventually get them to a strength, then you'll be in a better position as a player anyway.
Yeah. What do you feel you're better equipped to do now than maybe you would have been last time you played for England?
I think I'm more. So my pace is up, which is a better thing, and I'm more. I feel like I haven't lost the accuracy with that as well. So I've got that pace up, and I can challenge batters all the way through 80 overs, rather than before probably was just the first sort of 30-40 overs. Whereas now I've got more skills that I can bowl, and with the older ball, which probably if I do get picked, that's probably what I'm going to be doing, because obviously Jimmy and Brody are going to be playing, and they bowl with a new ball, and that's just the way it is. They've done it for 15 years, and they're the two best bowlers England have ever had. So it's going to be difficult to take the new ball off them. But that's one thing that I'm trying to work to do, and make sure that if I do get the chance at some point when they decide to call it a day, that I'm ready for that when it happens.
Yeah, and that consistency of being able to do it throughout an innings. I mean, even when things aren't happening for you with the ball, you're not giving away runs. You're making it difficult for the batsman, however you bowl.
No, that's the end. That's me as a bowler. I've always not wanted. I hate going for runs. So people who watch me will know that I get frustrated when Knicks go for 4 and stuff, and that's just me as a bowler. I hate going for runs, and I've got used to sort of being that sort of bowler, and now it's making sure that I can still do that when the ball's 60 overs old, in the same as it would be as sort of a first over spell. So just try and do that, and then hopefully continue that in Test cricket.
Yeah, and do you sort of, I haven't met up with the team yet, but do you go in with a slightly different attitude with that little bit of experience, a little bit more time in the crease and bowling balls behind you?
Yes and no. Obviously I've been into that environment before, so I sort of know what it's like, and being in the Ashes environment as well is probably even more heightened. So coming into a different series there's obviously a lot of media around it and stuff, and I'm sort of used to that now. So it's not going to be as a massive surprise, but it's still playing for England, so it's still a special occasion. No matter how many games you played for England, it's still be a big thing, and something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, and looking at the squad, some fresh faces in there, but obviously plenty of experience as well. And it seems like it's a little bit more some players missing up in the air. Are you going in feeling you've got a good chance of forcing your way into the team?
Yeah, that's what I've always wanted to do. I want to be able to force my way into that team. I know there's a lot of good bowlers around at the minute, and it's a tough team to get into. So that's one thing that I know I'm at peace, and I've just gone away and tried to work on my game as much as possible, and if you get the chance, then you get a chance. If you didn't, then that's the way it goes. Sometimes there's numerous people. There's one in our team that's never played for England, and he deserves to, really. So that's what happens in cricket, and you've just got to take the chance when it comes.
And is that sort of just taking it as it comes? The phlegmatism, is that something that comes with a little bit more age and just accepting it than perhaps when you're younger it's more difficult to deal with that?
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, when you get older, you sort of tend to sort of understand the situations a bit more. When you're young, you sort of inexperienced, and you just go out and just try and do anything, and you just expect things to happen sometimes. And obviously, when you get older, you understand it a bit more, and you understand the situations around things. And I've learned that as a bowler and as a cricketer, that things can't just happen as you would as a 20-year-old. Experience helps in a lot of ways, so that's helped with me, and hopefully that can continue to help me as well.
Yeah.